welcome back to The Wave. My name is Ryan.
And I'm Trey. We're so excited to get today's episode started.
Before we go any further, let's meet Sav.
My name is Savannah Span. My stage name is Sav, and I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. I definitely lean more towards like indie pop, I would say, kind of. Very ballad-like. My biggest inspiration, favorite artist is Lizzie McAlpine. Yeah. So definitely my entire life, I don't think I've ever strayed away from music. Like, I think I've known from literal day one since I can remember in my life that's what I was going to do. A lot of my songs end up being sad because it's one of my biggest coping mechanisms to write. So when something happens and I'm upset about it, it's like, okay, let's write a song about it. I don't know. There's not always a specific process that I use. It just kind of falls together, but I'll just start messing around with the guitar or piano, find some chord progressions that I like, and then hum some melodies, and eventually it ends up being a song. So by the time I graduate, I would like to be really making some kind of impact with my music and have a larger fan base and audience, and I would really like to get signed by a bigger label and continue that process. And I think definitely my biggest dream, that the ultimate goal for me, is going on tour is what I want to do, because performing is the best part of it all for me. So
I'm so excited to see her performance.
Me too, but before we go any further, let's get up to date on this week's music news.
SZA announced an extension of her sold-out SOS tour. Fans of the R&B powerhouse may have noticed that some major cities were missing from the original 17-city North American leg of the tour. SZA announced tour stops in 21 cities, including Nashville, Miami, Las Vegas, Houston, and St. Louis, to just name a few. She also announced a 10-city European leg of the tour, making stops in historic cities like Berlin, Paris, and London. The tour will kick off in Amsterdam on June 1st and wrap in Phoenix, Arizona on October 29th.
Kim Petras has announced her newest single titled Alone, featuring Nicki Minaj. This marks Kim's latest collab with an A-list artist and comes fresh off the heels of her Grammy Award-winning song Unholy alongside Sam Smith. Alone is said to sample Alice DJ's 1998 club hit Better Off Alone. Petras first revealed the collab in a short clip shared on Instagram, where she lip-synced over Minaj's intro line. The song is set to drop on April 21st, and with spring shortly coming to an end, we might just have the newest song of the summer on our hands.
That's it for this week's music news.
But before we sit down with Sav, we wanted to tell you about some of the songs we've been listening to.
That's right, this is for your playlist. So Trey, I know you have a very distinct music taste, so tell us a little bit about what you've been listening to.
Well, I love female rap. I am a female rap connoisseur.
Of course.
So I have to bring up my girl, Ice Spice.
Oh my God, yeah.
She's really been blowing up with TikTok and everything else. Specifically, this one song, though, that isn't very big I've been listening to so much. It's called Euphoric.
Yeah.
And it's just so good. I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of her songs do sound the same, but they all hit though.
No, so true. Honestly, like I think 2 or 3 have blown up on TikTok, and they do kind of sound the same, but
they all hit.
Right, exactly.
She has something about her, and I really do think she's like next up.
Yeah, for sure.
So I have to ask you, what have you been listening to, Miss Ryan?
Okay, so kind of going off like the TikTok theme, I don't know if you know Lizzie McAlpine. She's been blowing up on TikTok.
What is she sing?
That one song, Ceilings, where people are like running and.
Oh, the baseball players do it. I've seen that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I love her. She just had her like first year anniversary for her album 5 Seconds Flat. It's really good. She's not female rap, but she gets the job done.
I'll have to listen to it.
Yeah, for sure. What else have you been listening to?
Another one I've been getting really big into, she performed here at MTSU not too long ago.
Okay, there's been a couple that have performed here actually.
True, but it was in February. It was Mariah the Scientist.
Oh, yes.
And so after that concert, I knew 1 or 2 songs going in, but after that I really started listening to her music, and she is so good. It was a really good concert. She did really good, and it got me more into her music, and I recommend that you listen to her discography.
Definitely will. I'm so glad we got to talk about what we've been listening to.
Me too.
Thanks for listening to this week's For Your Playlist.
We'll be right back with Sav after the break. All right, and we're here in our interview with Sav. We're so excited to have you here with us today.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
So kind of looking at first glance at your Instagram, I noticed that you use TikTok a lot to create content and promote unreleased songs. What is that like, and why do you choose to use TikTok?
Well, I use TikTok because I've just found it to be the best way to promote music. It's a little bit difficult to kind of hit the algorithm and actually get it out to a larger audience without a very big fan base, because everybody is trying to promote their music on TikTok. But
Yeah.
I definitely still think that it's, at least so far, has been the best way to get some good promotion.
Yeah, and I think the thing with TikTok is you can have one video blow up and then all of a sudden your whole account is blown up and you have
Yes.
tons of viewers and followers on the rest of your videos.
That's the
so
goal.
you'll get
Yeah.
you'll get that one video for
Yeah.
sure.
That's so true. It only takes the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of playing off of that, I've seen you like post a lot of TikToks and Instagram reels and stuff of you singing in a stairwell.
Yeah.
Is there any reason you like to do that?
Well, the acoustics in the stairwell are just so good. It sounds really good. My guitar sounds better and my voice sounds better. I just like it. It's fun. It's probably kind of annoying to my neighbors, living in a dorm especially, but yeah.
That's okay. You do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's working. It sounds
Right.
like
Yeah.
angelic almost.
Thank
the,
you. Yeah.
the echo.
Yeah.
For sure. So here at MTSU, I know that you just got signed with Match Records. So what was that process like in getting signed by a label?
It was really exciting, first of all, and also just kind of, I don't know, surreal almost. I feel like it all happened really fast because I just saw that they had applications and I didn't really think about it for a while or know much about it, but I was like, you know what, like I might as well just see what happens, put in an application. So I did, and then I made top 10, so we went to do an audition for that, and then I made the top 5. So we had a top 5 showcase last week and we performed in the KUC theater, which was really fun, and all of the other artists were amazing. It was so good, and they ended up signing all 5 of us because everybody was just so good. So that it was a really cool experience.
Yeah, I love that. Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Going off the Match Records thing again, like why is that so important to you growing your music career going forward? Like what will that help you do being signed to Match Records?
I definitely think that it will give me some really good experience for being able to, you know, once I graduate and move on and pursue my career more, to be signed to, you know, a mainstream big label, because you know, that's what I want to do. And I think it'll get me some really good exposure. I love performing, so I know that I'll be able to have opportunities for more gigs, which is really important to just make connections, and especially meeting other artists and just people in the industry overall is like really great to make those relationships to like help each other get to where we want to be.
Kind of going off that too about, you know, getting more into the music scene and industry, I see that you've released 2 songs already.
Yes.
So what was that process like, kind of, you know, releasing your own songs and then the follow-up from your audience?
It's actually really interesting. I worked a little bit over the summer, last summer back at home. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas, with a friend of mine who produces some music, and we started working on projects and didn't really get very far with them. And it kind of put me in this place where I was like a little bit down about it. I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. And then I got to college and I met one of my good friends who is wonderful at producing, and he heard me play one of my songs and he was like, I would love to work on that and see what I can do. And so we just started working on it, and just all of a sudden we came out with this amazing like song, and that was my first single, Killer, which is a really fun song and I love it, and he made it just he really took my vision and brought it to life.
Yeah.
And then we kept working with each other and did the same with the second song. And then that has just opened me up to more opportunities for working with other people. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's so cool. It sounds like you're really starting to like find your footing
yes.
in what you want to
absolutely.
do and what you want to be in the future.
Yes.
And I'm sure it's great to have someone like believe in you and reach out to you and
Yeah,
want to grow your
Yeah.
music, not just for their own benefit, but for yours as well.
for sure.
Awesome. Well, it was so great talking to you. Can you go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you on social media?
Yes, that would be Savannah Span, and you can find me on Instagram, and on Spotify, just search Sav. It's SAV,
with a period at the end. And that's also on every other streaming platform. So
Amazing. Thank you so much for sitting down with us
Yes.
today.
We had a lot of fun.
Thank you so much for having me.
Amazing. We'll be right back with Sav's performance after the break.
That's all for this week's episode of The Wave. We'll see you next week.
As always, be sure to check out our Instagram every Wednesday for new episodes. To close out this episode, Sav.
Didn't know how I could see in the dark of the night. Yeah, I never knew it was you shining a light. I remember thinking, when's my good karma gonna come? Now I'm swimming in it, yeah, where did it come from? I always wanted to give up, 'cause I was tired of being left in the dust. Never understood why I wasn't good enough. The past taught me how not to love. The present sent me an angel from above. Am I supposed to pray for this one to stay? No, I think he'll do it on his own. Treats me like a queen, I'm sitting on my throne. It's true when they say your good karma will come. Thought that love was just a lesson, teach me how to bend but never break, till my broken heart made a work of art, a mosaic. And this love is not a classroom, no, the bell will never ring, 'cause to see it through, he would do anything. I always wanted to give up, 'cause I was tired of being left in the dust. Never understood why I wasn't good enough. The past taught me how not to love. The present sent me an angel from above. Am I supposed to pray for this one to stay? No, I found a permanent home. No longer scared of being alone. It's true when they say your good karma will come. Started to hate, falling in love, till the universe sent him to give me a hug. And that's all it took, just one look. He changed everything I believe. I know that he would never let me bleed. Yeah, he brought back the good in me, and one day he'll be down on